Welcome everyone to my first yapping video. It is quite late, my eyes are tired, but this is the chance I've been waiting for to talk about some things that I was interested in. I've been trying to keep a list for the past few weeks of things that I might be interested in talking about. And today's subject, as you might have guessed, is that everything is American. Let me start by saying what America is to me right now and why I think it's a problem. America for me is this very young country, what is it, 200, 300 years of existence, that doesn't have any culture to support it. It is huge, it is powerful, but it's only 200, 300 years old. They don't have big traditions, they don't have any sort of historical culture to back them up. And I think this creates a sort of weak populace, a populace that doesn't have any backup to support its actions or its ethical thoughts, up to some point, of course. Um, what it is that it is incredibly influential because it is the birthplace of big capitalism. It's the West. It's this place that affects everything because they don't have a god other than money. Money is their whole thing. Billionaires, billionaires, shareholders, everything is done for market share and revenue and profit. You would hope it's for profit. It's not even for profit, it's for market valuation. Anyway, so it's this country that puts money first above everything. And it's incredibly powerful and it's incredibly big. And it is so powerful and so brutal with how it wants to gain money that it is infiltrating every other place in the world. It's a disease, sort of like McDonald's is a disease. It spreads everywhere and it is everywhere. And I think it's a problem, and solving it is a whole other like sort of place that I won't go to. But I want to first of all make sure that it's recognized. I recognize it, and I want people who watch this video to maybe agree with me and recognize it also, that it's probably making the world shit. And it's not like the world wasn't shit before this. I'm not one of these people who will say, "Oh, back in the good old days, everything was better," because it has always been quite shit. To be fair, maybe even more shit than today. Two world wars and everything. Even before it was shit. But currently, this is the shitification reason of it, and it's the influence of America on every single place. Now, there are different sort of places that this happens. The first one is the market, the economy, the businesses. Every single place, big place that you know of, probably has some influence in America, from America. And this can be in food supply, this can be in your favorite brands, this can be in businesses. Probably you don't know that your favorite like food places are actually part of a huge conglomerate that doesn't have a name that you recognize, that is part of a chain of other minor companies below it, that is actually the same food managed by the same company trying to win some money. You probably know very well that the food places that you usually go to seem to pop out of nowhere, get have quality food for some time, get a lot of people being interested in them, and then maybe expand into chains. Maybe they stay like that, and slowly degrade into worse food and less customers until they disappear and a new one pops up. This has not been how it has been forever. This is the profit maximization format of trying to maximize your profit. I'm repeating myself. Anyways, what I want to say is that a lot of the economic background that you're seeing right now, a lot of the business activity is secretly American. It is inspired by American economical policies, uh, and it is probably affected by large companies that you haven't even heard the names of. Probably some brands you've even heard of. The brands you shop from are probably originating from over there. This changes everything. This changes how predatory their marketing is. This changes how much value they share. This changes how much small businesses get cut. This changes how much advertising is done on them. People don't think about advertising. It's sort of under the river, but let me tell you, it affects society as a whole. And maybe fashion trends that you see is another thing I wanted to talk about. So fashion is not just culture. Fashion changes everything about society. It tells things about it. And maybe at some time it was inspired only by culture. I will not, I have not researched that. But right now, probably the trends, the fashions that you're seeing are inspired by companies trying to advertise something. I mean, the most shocking of just thinking about it, just a simple example, is how diamond rings for weddings have been a marketing campaign. Nobody bought diamond rings before this marketing campaign in like the 70s or something. People just bought rings, but not diamond rings. So, anyways, culture is affected by this. Fashion is affected by this. And you can see that on the streets. European streets mostly is what I want to talk about. The youth is trying to adopt the youth. I'm not that old, but the youth is trying to adopt certain stereotypes. These stereotypes are gangster-like, sort of plain clothing, black clothing, going out in groups of many boys, many girls sometimes, and trying to look at this gang sort of behavior, shaved hair, long hair for women, these things that we dismiss as a sort of teenage sort of stage is solely affected by the harsh capitalistic economy of the United States of America, who are trying to sell as many of these clothes and stereotypes and fashions and trends they can to people from outside the country to continuously sell and gain more. This is obviously having a huge negative effect in our daily society. The kids that you're seeing are getting these stereotypical sort of groups, these unhealthy groups where people can't express themselves properly. People adopt the same behavior as the next one. They're having these extreme spending sprees, or if they're not, they're ostracized. And this is not coming naturally. This is brought from outside by advertising companies that want to sell, that want to maximize their selling. All of this is connected to what I think is the most important and interesting point, which is social media. I hear from many of my friends many times in conversation that, oh, social media has destroyed everything, and oh, look at this dumb person I found online, and oh, look at this horrible person I found online, and they're getting their emotions affected by these videos or by these comments, and they're seeing all of this horrible or like silly stuff happening online, and they're saying that the youth is affected by these social media trends or social media like sort of features, and they that is what is affecting them. But I propose that social media itself is not the catalyst here. I propose that social media is American. It is all owned by American companies. Of course, uh, it plays a big part that 50% of what you see probably is AI or a bot at this point. But other than that, most of the people you see are American online. You will not see, if your feed was constantly trained on Slovakia or something, you could only see Slovakian videos, you would probably have a totally different impression of what social media is like today. Because the influencers there and the bots coming from there and the comments that are coming from there all come from people who are trying to either maximize profit or who have profit as their god. The influencers are fake. They are trying to gain your clicks either by rage baiting or by showing you something that they think is going to gain them money or that something is going to spark your interest. And that is not normal stuff. That is not proper stuff. The comments that you're seeing, other than maybe also trying to rage bait you, being bots or fucking AI sort of fucking bullshit, is um, made by Americans who do not have, as I said, any background in culture or your understanding of it at least. What you're seeing, what enrages you, what you think is making the world being horrible, is all outsourced. It is all an injection from a profit maximizing West. So, what the outtake of this video, what I think the outtake of this video should be, is look online, look at the brands that you know, look at the people outside and what affects them, and realize that this is all outsourced. Realize that we are affected by a major economic force right now, which is not looking for the social benefit of everyone. It is looking to terrify and mostly to gain money. Do not despair and think that the world is horrible and that before everything was great, because it wasn't great and it's not great right now. But the reason that it's not great right now is because horribleness is being outsourced. I hope I made sense. I will be looking at this video again and trying to edit some cuts into it so the deeply long silences of where I was thinking aren't there. But yeah, everything is American, and your despair is also American. See you another time.